So today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 cooking tips when it comes to cooking dry pasta. So some of you might be thinking, why do I need to watch someone cook a packet of pasta? Like really, it's not that difficult. Well, I've got recommendations and tips that will make that bowl of pasta even more sumptuous and perfect. So after this video, I bet you ain't going to be cooking pasta no other way. Okay, let's go. Step 1 to cooking pasta, Thai Italian style. Well, what can I say, guys? Do not be tight with your saucepan. Come on, be lovely and generous and get yourself a large one. The reason why is that you need your pasta to be able to move freely around your pan. Therefore, your pasta will be cooked evenly, which is what we're looking for. If you're tight with your saucepan and you cram it into something really small, it could all get stuck together. So, be generous with your saucepan. Step 1. Step 2, I'm going to be sharing with you the perfect measurements of water and salt to making a perfect bowl of pasta. So they say for every 100 grams of pasta, you cook it in 1 litre of water. So I've got here 200 grams of pasta. I've already got a litre of water in here. I'm just going to pour another litre of water into the pan. So that the saucepan's large enough and I've got enough water there to cook my 200 grams of pasta. The water has now come up to a boil. So next, it's all about the salt, guys. So for every 100 grams of pasta and to every litre of water, you're meant to add about 6 to 8 grams of sea salt. So what we want here is we want the water to be flavoured with plenty of salt so it tastes like seawater. We want to make sure that the pasta is not bland when it's finished cooking. There's 12 grams here of salt to add to my 2 litres of water. So I'm just going to add that in. Right, so it's important that you add 30 seconds before you add your pasta in, so it gives the salt enough time to disperse evenly into the water. Step 3. So for me, all pasta should be cooked al dente, which means it has a slight bite to it, giving the overall pasta dish another beautiful layer of texture. But also, apart from that, dry pasta has gluten in it, right? So if you overcook it, it essentially makes the pasta stick together. If you're eating it while it's all sticky, imagine your body trying to digest that. It can, for some people, it can bring real discomfort. And so that's why some people think they can't eat pasta, but actually it's because they're not actually cooking it properly. I'm not saying in all cases, but in some cases that could be it. So my big tip is all packets of pasta have cook instructions on it. So here it says that it takes 12 minutes to cook this packet of spaghetti. So what do? And I check it 1 minute before the end of the cooking time to see if it's al dente or not. And usually that's how I always cook my pasta. I always cook it 1 minute less to what it says on the cooking time for absolute perfection. Step 4. So in Italy there's this saying that you should never leave pasta alone when you're cooking it. The reason is that you pull away from that pasta. For whatever reason you might get distracted, it may lead your pasta to be overcooked and we don't want that. Also, as soon as you put your pasta in, so I've just put my pasta in there, it's really important that in the first few minutes of that pasta being cooked, you're stirring that pasta in the pan. The reasons why, it prevents the pasta from getting stuck together and it will cook evenly. Some people say to stop pasta from getting stuck together, you could add a few droplets of oil, but you don't need to. As long as you're here by your pan of boiling water and pasta and you're giving that pasta a good stir in the first few minutes and keeping an eye on it, there's no excuses. Your pasta will be perfect by the end. Step 5, it's really important that you serve your pasta immediately, so make sure you time it with your sauce. You don't want your pasta sitting around getting cold because then it gets stickier and then it makes it harder to stir in with the sauce. So always cook your pasta and serve it immediately straight away to get the perfect sumptuous bowl of pasta. So there you go, you've got my top tips to cooking pasta perfectly. So let's go through them again. So step 1, make sure you've got a large enough saucepan. Step 2, for every 100 grams of pasta that you cook, it's 1 litre of water, 6-8 grams of sea salt. Step 3, always cook your pasta al dente. So therefore, cook it 1 minute less than instructed on the packet. Step 4, never leave your pasta alone. It's important that you stir that pasta the first couple of minutes to make sure that it doesn't get stuck. And step 5, serve your pasta immediately. Don't let it get cold. It makes it a lot more easier for the pasta to mix in with the pasta sauce. I'm going to enjoy this now. Friggin' love pasta.